Station, fight on!
Greetings, football fans.
This is the ESPN LA USC Trojan Media Network.
Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
Are you ready for some football?
Here we go. Friday, December 27th, 2024.
You're listening to USC Football, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino.
As we get ready for a new year coming, it's time to rewind the tape. USC football and the season that began in September in Las Vegas.
Hands off to Marks, up the middle, into the end zone! Touchdown! They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
Tonight it will conclude with our USC Trojans in the Las Vegas Bowl to battle the Texas A&M Aggies.
Sequence start. 5, 4, 3.
We count you down to kickoff. USC, Texas A&M, the Las Vegas Bowl. Let's go. Fight on.
Brought to you by
Yeti. We make great gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC Football.
Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
And by Smart Stop Self-Storage, the smarter way to store.
Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today.
Now, here's the Trojan Tailgate Show with Jordan Moore
Sean Cody, Sua Cravens,
and Cody Kessler.
Hello and welcome to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti. We are live right back where it all began. Sean in Las Vegas, Nevada, inside Allegiant Stadium, this time for the Las Vegas Bowl between USC and Texas A&M. I should say the full name, the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl. They paid good money to put this game on, and we are here to get you set for it. Lots to talk about. I am Jordan Moore alongside the All-American Sean Cody, and back at our L.A. studios, Sua Cravens and the new dad, Cody Kessler, join us. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all, and here we are, USC against the SEC in Vegas, back where it all began.
Yeah, for a full circle, right? Last time we were here, we had a tremendous win against LSU, and we were feeling great about how the season might unfold. Unfortunately, maybe not the way the Trojans and the fans wanted to fall out as you go 6-6 on the year and end up back here in Vegas going against the 8-4 A&M team. But nonetheless, we are here, and we will be playing a football game on December 27th, Jordan.
It's funny, Sua. We didn't know a whole lot about our team going into that LSU game, so I guess nothing's changed there because with the way these bowl games are, you feel like you don't know a whole lot about your team at this point of the season either.
I don't know anything about this team since everybody wants to jump in and out of the portal. It's like a brand new team, and for the guys that decided to stay and play today, hats off to them, and I'm hoping that we see some youngins put in some work so we have something to look forward to the spring game and for next season.
Cody, we just all wanted to thank you for putting in the work. Your victory podcast with Keely Orr allowed us all to get a nice little cheat sheet for this one.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was cool. I was telling Keely, too, when we recorded that. That was, like Jordan just mentioned, first-time dad. So I had my son in the living room watching that with my wife and our dog there. So it was a cool thing. But, yeah, hey, he's got to learn quickly that he's only been alive for 2 weeks now, but he's got to know we're all ball all the time there in the Kessler household, and we got to get ready for this one.
Well, this will be a fun show, guys. We got a lot to talk about. We set it up here at the top to look back a little bit in the first two segments. So in this first one, I wanted to look back at the 2024 offense. And, Sean, obviously the big story when we were sitting, more or less in these seats before the LSU game was replacing Caleb. And ultimately it took two quarterbacks, and they didn't quite get there in terms of that position. Do you think ultimately it was, particularly when you look at the Miller Moss portion of the season, it was the lack of mobility from that position, which, so many of Lincoln Riley's quarterbacks have been really mobile, Caleb included, of course, or just the crucial mistakes? We sort of thought Miller would be if nothing else, a really good game manager and handled some of those things. But a couple big picks really undid USC.
Yeah, I think those are big things. I think missed opportunities for Miller Moss too. I think of a ton of big throws and maybe could have separated in some of those games and really got you in positions where you could have took hold of those games and won those games. Wasn't able to really come up with those big moments, those really star-studded highlight moments for the team, those long balls that you needed all year. Just was unable to make that, and obviously the turnovers played a role and the inability to move. But I just thought those big plays that we saw Caleb Williams make year after year with the Trojans and making it happen and having those moments just not enough and few and far between for the Trojans this year.
And Cody, when we look at this position now going forward, it appears to be Jaden Maiava's for now at least. They signed a big-time 5-star in Husan Longstreet, but Maiava, where do you sit with him right now? Has he proven enough to you that you feel really good about the future of that position at USC, or is he still on a situation where you're looking to see what he shows today and you sort of wait and see?
Yeah, I think I'm on the ladder there with that, Jordan. I think he has shown some flashes of how good he can really be, and it's exciting to watch him really develop over these 3 games. I know it's kind of a shortened season for him. He hasn't had a ton of opportunities, but he continues to get better. I know those last 2 series against Notre Dame or towards the end of the game, those 2 pick sixes are tough to overlook. But outside of that, he played a very good football game against Notre Dame, one of the best defenses in all of college football. Al Golden, who's one of the best defensive coordinators, they were getting after him all night long. And I thought he did a good job of making the throws, taking the plays that were there, not trying to force too much, until the end there when we got in desperation mode. But, yeah, I think tonight's going to be a great opportunity for him to show that he can be at least a front runner going into the offseason. And for me, Jordan, I want to see him be a little bit more factor in the run game. That's something that we were so excited about when that quarterback change was made, was the ability for Jaden to make some of those plays on the ground. Only 22 total rushing yards over the last 3 games. That's just not enough for me. Now, I know they do count sacks, but overall, I'd like to see him be a little bit more of a factor on the ground game today and get things going.
So we won't see Woody Marks here tonight. He decided to opt out of the game, but unquestionably the offensive MVP for the Trojans this season.
Yeah, he was the bell cow. He came as advertised and stunted in the run game, and even the small opportunities he got out of the backfield in the pass game, he made the most of them. So Woody Marks did his thing. I just can't help but feel like it was a wasted year, just because when you're not winning, you don't get the necessary accolades that you would if your team was a 10 or 11 win or playing in like a playoff setting. So I feel like this was definitely a year where he could have been up for talks for maybe even a Heisman if we were a 10 or 11 win team. But Woody Marks, he got a lot of tape, and I'm sure that a team on Sunday will be happy to have him.
Sean, we're going to talk a lot as the show goes on about the wide receiver position, because a lot of the sort of portal chaos existed around some of those high-profile guys. But, I think as the season went on, we just kept looking for that number one. I mean, all season that was the conversation. And I think at the end, you look at it, and Mekhi Lemon emerged as the closest thing to a go-to guy.
Yeah, and I think it just kind of developed too late, unfortunately, for Mekhi. And I think the offense just not deciding who was that guy throughout the year, really forcing you to kind of make everybody happy, which kind of made nobody happy, right? Everyone just kind of got a little pieces, and that's why you think you saw why the portal broke out like that. I'm sure there's other things that factor into those portal decisions, but when you try to make everybody happy like that, get everyone the ball, you kind of miss it. I think the offense kind of took a step back because they didn't focus on getting the one guy the ball and having that number one target in those crucial moments.
Cody, coming out of the Michigan game, the biggest concern about this offense was the offensive line, but that's a group that I think probably gets the most improved award as the season goes on, and really became a strength in the second half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. They struggled early on. Like you said, they couldn't protect Miller, given way too many hits up on Miller Moss early this season, giving up way too many sacks. Didn't have time to go through progression, but they really turned things around. And we've talked about this before on Trojans Live, where I really think they took that next step was getting the ground game going, right? You build confidence up front with your offensive line when they're struggling a little bit by being able to run the football. It's a lot easier as an offensive lineman to go downhill and take the hit to the defense instead of backpedaling and trying to block an Abdul Carter or some of these defensive ends that are in the Big Ten. But, yeah, that was a huge credit to this offensive line. Elijah Page at left tackle played some phenomenal football this year. Emmanuel Pregnon, so happy that he's coming back. He did a great job. And Alani Noah, another young guy that kind of had to grow up quickly this season, I thought made some big improvements. And it gives you a little bit of hope going into the future. This offensive line can build off of that going into next year.
All right, plenty of hope to talk about on the defensive side as well. We will do that next. It's the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
At Ralph's, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Trojan fans, you may not think of yourself as an athlete, but everyday life is full of athletic feats. You bend, you reach, you lift, you twist until back, neck, or shoulder pain hits, which brings you to a stop. But whether you're an athlete or not, the Joint Chiropractic can help ease your pain and keep you on the active list. Visit thejoint.com today to get your first consultation, exam, and adjustment for just $29. The Joint Chiropractic, the official chiropractor of the USC Trojans.
There's no place like the road home. Anticipation in every mile with presents wrapped and bags packed. The joy of the journey and the glow of your destination in the headlights. There's no feeling like it. Pedal down, volume up.
Home, sweet home.
Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer during the Season of Audi Sales event.
Hey, it's Mace. You're listening to the Las Vegas Bowl, USC versus Texas A&M, right here on the home of USC football, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
No matter what you're looking for in a non-alcoholic beer, there's only one name that has it all. It's Athletic Brewing Company. An ocean views, magical sunsets, a luxury resort like no other. Discover Terranea, located along the stunning Palos Verdes Peninsula in Southern California. Book your getaway to Terranea now at terranea.com. Back on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti with Sean, Cody, Sua Cravens, and Cody Kessler. I am Jordan Moore, and we're live on YouTube up here in our cozy booth at the top of Allegiant Stadium. Teams out there warming up. And, guys, the defense was the biggest story of the offseason. We talked about replacing Caleb on the offensive side. Really, defense was sort of the hope for the year. Replace the whole defensive staff. If you can get a lot better on that side of the ball, then the team will get a lot better. They did get a lot better on the defensive side of the ball. It made it so that the team got a lot better in the sense that they never got run out of the gym in any of these games. And statistically, just across the board, I think Danton Lynn and the new staff sort of were as advertised.
Yeah, and you can point to that. I think the great staff that Coach Lynn and Coach Lincoln put together at all three levels with Coach Henney up front with those guys, Matt Entz, what he was able to do, and then Coach Belk on the back end. Those three guys really, and I think more than anything, they taught these guys about assignment and alignment, and that was maybe the most glaring weakness of this defense a year ago under Coach Grinch was guys knowing where to be, knowing what they were supposed to be doing. Not a lot of breakdowns in coverage, not a lot of breakdowns up front, not a lot of gap alignment, assignments issues that really took place a lot before. So I think that was the number one thing that Coach Lynn did was teach these guys where to be in this defense and how to play.
What was it for you, Sua? What did you feel like was the greatest improvement that led to the statistical improvement?
Just the effort to the football, just playing as a group instead of it being individual efforts and superhero football. And if one guy, if our best player like Kalen Bullock misses a tackle, then it's most likely going for 60. We didn't see that this year. If somebody came up short on the tackle, you saw 2 or 3 more Trojans would have had on the football. And when you play like that as a collective group and everybody's triangle tackling, it's hard to get yak, or it's hard to get those explosion plays that we became so accustomed of seeing against this USC defense. So that was probably the most impressive thing. And that changes with culture. That starts in the spring, that starts through fall camp, and that's just hats off to Coach Lynn to get these guys to buy in.
And Cody, you talked a lot throughout the season about schematically what Danton Lynn's able to do to confuse opposing quarterbacks and opposing offensive coordinators and just make it difficult on them.
Yeah, it's just so much fun to watch, and it's also kind of flashing me back to some of the nightmares I had playing against that Wink Martindale, that Danton Lynn type of defense, and that coaching tree. But yeah, it's so difficult as a quarterback when you get up there on third down, and the stats back that up. Like we were just talking about, the opponent conversion rate this year was 32%, which was 14th in all of college football. Last year, USC's defense was 109th in third down, so that's a huge improvement there. But being able to use so many different players in different spots, where you can put Kamari Ramsey at linebacker, Keely Arnold down at a nickel spot, you can move a 3-tech outside, move Nate Clifton around. It's just so difficult for a quarterback to identify what the defense is doing, and then when the ball snapped, the picture changes post-snap. So he did a great job this year of using his players to his advantage and finding ways to create advantages on third down and forcing opposing offenses to struggle.
109th to 14th is better, Sean.
That's a jump. That's quite a jump. I think people were praying for about people were praying for 50. That would have been a good, but get up there. That's pretty good.
The tackling, it's interesting because I think there's been a lot of armchair, sort of like, oh, they need to tackle more in practice. And sort of like, I think we all kind of learned a little bit more what you're talking about, Sean, which is that tackling got better when assignment and alignment got better. Now they brought in some players. Easton Mascarenas Arnold obviously helped in that regard as your leading tackler. But it does seem the tackling is a little bit more about positioning maybe than it is about practice.
Yeah, and I think if you just circle one guy in this defense, Mason Cobb last year, you see how mightily he struggled with tackling last year, and it's not just the player's fault, right? It's knowing where he's supposed to be. It's putting guys in the right position. Make sure there's guys around. If anybody has a 7 to 6 yard space on the field where they can roam around and have to create movement against a defender, they're going to be successful. But when you limit those spaces, you make those tighter windows. There's guys around in that same area, like Sue talked about triangle tackling. Then that's when you have guys collecting tackles, making sure guys get to the ground.
Still a lot of work to do on that side of the football. That group isn't dominant yet, and I think the biggest thing, Sua, is the lack of a pass rush. They were fighting it all year. It's so hard to play defense in this passing era, even in the Big Ten, which is a little bit more ground and pound than the last league we were in. Still hard to do it if you're not getting a rush, and it just never really came all year.
Yeah, we don't really have any real or pure third down pass rushers that can get off the ball and wreak havoc on a quarterback that is going to pass. We haven't had one of those guys at USC in probably quite some time, and
Thule, a couple years ago.
But even Thule, I wouldn't say Thule's a guy that's going to come off the edge and be a pass rusher every single play. He was more of a balance. I can play run, I can play pass, but USC's missing pure third down rushers that can create havoc on the left and right tackle, that can beat a double team or if it's text game or whatever it needs to be. And when we see these great defenses like Penn State, we don't talk about the DBs necessarily. We talk about their front seven, and we talk about those DNs that get off the ball, that make being a DB so much easier, because if you have a defensive end that can get to the quarterback within 2 or 3 seconds, I can stand flat-footed at 7 yards and be aggressive because I know the ball has to come out quick. And USC hasn't really played complementary defense with the DBs and the D-line because we don't have that pass rush.
It's an interesting point Sue was making, Sean. Do you think that they need to look and find more of a, let's call it an Everson Griffin style, who's, a guy that is maybe a little bit more of a specialist, or, if you could just get the Thules of the world, you're happy?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you think of specialists, maybe it's a little bit more of an NFL thing than an NFL thing. I think at the college level, you need guys that can kind of do it all. You need those guys to learn the position thoroughly, how to play the run, how to play the pass. In the NFL, you can have third down guys who, bring them in. Hey, bring in so-and-so for third down, reel them off the bench and get them going. It's kind of an NFL thing, but if you can get one of those guys in college, it would be helpful. But I just see a more well-rounded defensive lineman. We got some guys maybe coming in the portal that might help, some young players maybe coming in as recruits that could help. So you just got to develop those. And I think the longer they get with Coach Henney and spend with him and work on specific pass rushes they can work on, that'll be better.
Yeah, it's clearly been the immediate focus of the portal is up front, and obviously the stud freshman they're bringing in, Jakeem Stewart, should hit an impact there immediately. So that's clearly the area that they have addressed that needs the most. And the guy, Cody, that was sort of filling that role a little bit that Sue was talking about was Eric Gentry, not necessarily a pure pass rusher, but a mismatch kind of guy. And it did feel like the defense just really struggled to make plays once he got hurt.
Yeah, that was a big loss. That was tough to lose Gentry, especially early in the season. And Lynn preaches versatility for his players on defense. Gentry is the definition of versatility. He was a factor in the run game. He did a great job of moving sideline to sideline, using his length and his speed to his advantage. Was more effective this year, coming off the edge, like you said, as a pass rusher. Led the team, still might lead the team. I know we did this trivia a couple weeks ago on Trojans Live.
Team, yeah.
And tackles for loss. And he's so tough, too, as a quarterback. When you have an Eric Gentry, a 6'6", a Kevin Durant type player in the middle of the field with that length and that size, it's so tough to throw over on those cover 2 plays. He takes away the middle of the field. So when you lose a guy like that, and I know we joke around and call him a unicorn, but he is that. He's so rare, that type of player that can do all those different things. And the step that he took forward under Coach Lynn and Coach Ince this year was awesome. Hope to get him back at full speed next year and continue to develop.
Tonight. He's back tonight.
Is he back tonight?
Is he back tonight full strength?
The depth chart doesn't have him on there. We thought he was going to play tonight. There were rumors that he was going to play tonight. So
I don't know about that one. I'd like for him to maybe get healthy.
I saw a tweet that he might be back tonight.
Well,
yeah, I saw that too. The game, just so people know, the game does not count towards your eligibility in any way. So anyone can play in it basically, and it has no effect on your eligibility. So he certainly could play in it, and it wouldn't change anything in terms of redshirt in the year or whatever. So we'll keep an eye on that. Keely, yours down on the sideline. We'll talk to her a couple times during this show, and then I'll be down on the sideline during the game. So we'll have lots of information like that as we go on here. Up next, we're going to hear from the new offensive line coach. There was a change there. Josh Henson left, and tight end coach Zach Hansen moved over to offensive line coach. He'll talk to Cody Kessler next. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Taxes and conditions may apply. These apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
Hi, it's Hannah, and welcome to the HannahCast. Today, Piggy Bank's gonna fuel our episode with questions about Arco rewards. Yep, earn up to $5 in rewards at sign up. Uh-huh, and 5 cents on every gallon. Sounds pretty sensible, if you ask me. Oh, all this savings talk making you hungry? Here you go. Learn how to earn at arcorewards.com.
By entering your phone number, you're agreeing to receive recurring automated informational and marketing SMS, MMS messages from Marathon. Consent not required for purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Invesco QQQ is the official ETF partner of the USC Trojans. The future isn't scary. Not realizing its potential, however, could be. In the game of football, the goal is to build a winning team that strives for excellence on the field. And how do you do that? By fulfilling each player's potential for growth. That's like having your starting quarterback throw the perfect spiral for a touchdown. Let's rethink possibility. Invesco Distributors, Inc.
No matter what you're looking for in a non-alcoholic beer, there's only one name that has it all. Athletic Brewing Co. Full flavor? It's athletic. Huge variety? It's athletic. Award-winning styles you can get online, at the bar, or the grocery store? It's athletic. In fact, when it comes to amazing non-alcoholic beer, there's no question. It's athletic. Ask for it and find out. Go to askforathletic.com to find your closest retailer today. Near Beer.
Hey, it's John Ireland. You're listening to Las Vegas Bowl, USC, Texas A&M, right here on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. And Trojan fans, get ready to fight on with Fruitist blueberries, sweet, crunchy, and packed with goodness. They're the ultimate game day snack. Fruit is the official superfruit snack of USC Trojans, available in stores near you. That's mostly what Sean's been eating since we got here to Vegas, keeping it healthy. Back on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti with Big Sean, Sua, Cody, I'm Jordan. And it's now time for our offensive game plan.
The USC Trojans offensive game plan is brought to you by DirecTV.
Stream the Trojans all season long on DirecTV without a satellite dish.
What's up, Trojan fans? Cody Kessler here for your offensive game plan, and I'm joined by offensive line coach Zach Hansen. Coach, it was announced earlier this week that you would be making that move over to the offensive line to coach the big guys up front. What's that transition been like, and what are you most excited about with this new opportunity?
Yeah, really, first, just honored to be the O-line coach here. I know what that means to this program and the history here, and honored that coach would select me for that. Really excited to get back into the trenches. That's where a majority of my career has been, in the offensive line room. And so getting back to that was really exciting for me. We have a great group of guys there. Coach Henson did a phenomenal job coaching these guys, developing them, a lot of youth in the room. But I'm really excited to take over and hopefully take off from where they were at and help them grow and get better.
Coach, a very tough opponent coming up in the Las Vegas Bowl against Texas A&M. Their 8-4 record doesn't tell the entire story. This is a dangerous football team. What's the message to your guys as they get ready to take on the Aggies?
Yeah, I've been preaching to the guys a lot, and I know Coach has too. We got to be the most excited team coming out of the tunnel on game day, and be passionate about what we're doing. Continue our journey to get better as a team. But kind of reminiscent of last year in the Holiday Bowl, I think we came out of there and you could feel the energy right when we left the tunnel. And I think we need to have that same kind of juice with, some of the same guys, but a lot of different guys too. And, a bunch of guys are going to have some of their first opportunities to come out and really play. And what a great opportunity to do it against a great opponent.
Talking with new offensive line coach Zach Hanson. Coach, last one for me, and I've got a non-football question here. You and I have both become dads in the last couple of weeks. We both had boys. Congratulations again to you and Annie, by the way. But it's been the most amazing experience of my wife and I's life, and I'm sure you guys feel the same way. What's been the best part so far being a first-time dad?
Yeah, congrats to you too, man. I mean, what a blessing that is. Man, just any opportunity I get to hold him or let him lay on my chest, after a big day. I mean, obviously a lot's been going on in the Hanson household these last couple of weeks. So, great new opportunity here at work. But any chance I get, man, just to grab onto him and throw him on my chest for a little while and cuddle with him, man, has been the best medicine at the end of the hard day.
Yeah, I agree. That kind of quietness when everything, they're crying and all that, but then when you're just sitting there looking in their eyes, it's just a cool moment. But Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck next week. For Coach Hanson, I'm Cody Kessler, and this has been your offensive game plan. Fight on.
Dad Pod.
Dad Pod. There you go.
Welcome to the club,
Dad
Cody.
Bod. Hey, Cody, did you have a kid?
Yeah, hey, if you guys didn't know.
Right.
Well, if you guys want to know, that was announced by Jordan Moore a couple weeks ago, by the way,
That's
on
right,
the
live
Trojans
on Trojans Live.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking
also,
news.
This is random off of that. Jordan and Sua, you guys are matching, by the way. I just looked at the video broadcast. We couldn't get on the same page all season long about what to wear, and today you guys are wearing the same thing, so way to go.
Sue and I are not even in the same state, but we still locked in. That's the kind of chemistry we have on this show. I think biggest, just looking at who we have today, I think Zach's group is the most, sort of the biggest question for me, because in the end, yeah, maybe the receivers don't have as much depth, but you still have Makai, you still have Jacoby, Kyle Ford looks like he's going to play today. It seems like the offensive line's the biggest question mark, as Tobias Raymond will start at right tackle for Mason Murphy. And I think the biggest one, Sean, is Killian O'Connor starting at center for Jonah Monheim, who opted out.
Yeah, that's the big one where everyone's going to be circling. I'm sure Texas A&M knows that as well. Jonah Monheim, obviously a star for a long time for the Trojans, making his way to the NFL, and rightfully so, a great career. But he will be missed today as Killian gets his first start. So the bright lights will be out there for Killian. I'm sure a lot of eyes will be on him in that middle of that offensive line today.
And then a showcase potentially for the young tailbacks, Brian Jackson and Amarian Peterson listed as co-starters on the depth chart. So Woody Marks opted out, Quentin Joyner into the transfer portal. So, Brian Jackson, Cody, real quick, somebody they clearly liked, a different style of back. I'm looking forward to seeing him today.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I can't wait to see Brian Jackson. I'm excited to see him get a bigger role. Very small sample size this year that we've seen from him, but he's given us a lot to be excited about. 6 foot, 230 pounds, so he's got a lot of power, but pair that up with good speed and vision, got a ton of potential to be a star in this offense.
Taylor Mays, Sean Cody, they're next. It's our defensive game plan. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
Introducing Stone Fight On Pale Ale, with a balanced blend of hops and a deep golden color as vibrant as the Southern California sunshine. Stone Fight On Pale Ale is brewed to be the perfect companion for the beach, the tailgate, or cheering on the Trojans. Stone Fight On Pale Ale is best enjoyed by holding a can in one hand and raising a V for victory with the other. Find Stone Fight On Pale Ale near you at find.stonebrewing.com. That's find.stonebrewing.com. Stone Brewing is a proud partner of USC Athletics.
USC Trojan fans, Smart Stop Self Storage is ready for game day. Smart Stop Self Storage is committed to making the self-storage experience easy and hassle-free for all Trojan fans. Whether you're storing your Trojans tailgate gear, need temporary storage while moving to a new home, or need a storage solution for your business, we're here for you with convenient locations throughout Southern California. Smart Stop Self Storage, the smarter way to store. Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today. Fight on. Fight on.
We are Life Law, where we make injury law simple. We have 2 simple goals for all of our clients: full medical recovery and ultimately full monetary compensation. We understand that it can be overwhelming to face the uncertainty in the wake of an accident. We will be there with you at each step in the legal and healthcare process. You will pay nothing unless we win your case. Dial 1-800-LYFE-LAW or check us out at lyfe.com. Life Law, official sponsors of USC Athletics.
There's no place like the road home. Anticipation in every mile with presents wrapped and bags packed. The joy of the journey and the glow of your destination in the headlights. There's no feeling like it. Pedal down, volume up.
Home sweet home.
Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer during the season of Audi sales event.
Hey, it's Mace, and this is USC football back where it belongs on 710 ESPN. KSPN Los Angeles, a good Karma Brands radio station. Fight on!
It's Scott Kaplan. You are listening to the Las Vegas Bowl. USC, Texas A&M, right here on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on!
Don't let someone else drive off in the Audi model you've always wanted. Visit your Southern California Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today, or visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information. And introducing Celaya Tequila, brought to you by USC football legends Matt and Ryan Khalil. Celebrate your story with a homegrown spirit, Celaya Tequila. Sean was washing down his blueberries with the Celaya Tequila last night here in Vegas. And then, but you already, when did you talk to Taylor Mays? When is this interview that we were supposed to get here coming up?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is Sean and T. Mays yesterday, pre-tequila, on the defensive game plan.
The USC Trojans defensive game plan is brought to you by LifeLaw.
Injury law made simple.
It's a defensive game plan, defensive coach Taylor Mays. Coach, big bowl prep month or so.
Yes, sir.
A lot going on. What was bowl prep like?
Well, bowl prep's awesome because it gives you a chance to get some young guys some reps, some guys that have been on scout team throughout the year, some of the freshmen. Gives you a chance to rest some bodies, gives you a chance to get some guys some reps, get some great development, right? And then at the same time, you're still game planning like a regular season, but it's like having an extra bye week in there. So it really gives you a time to rest, get better as a football team, develop your young guys. It's a good period of time.
Any young guys pop out during this month of prep?
Yeah, I think the guys like Des Stevens is going to be a great football player for us. Cam Fountain, like we know, is going to be a great football player for us. But then on the back end, some of the guys, Marcellus Williams, Isaiah Rubin, Marquise Gallegos, Braylon Conley, those guys really getting a chance to show what they can do.
Coach, you're getting ready for a team in Texas A&M. You don't know who they're going to maybe put out in the field, but you got to get ready for an offense. What do you expect to see from them?
Well, Texas A&M is a team that they got a lot of great athletes on that team. They have great coaches just like we do. And with their quarterback, I mean, they have an athletic quarterback, a guy that can throw the ball and a guy that can run the ball. And him taking off and running the ball is probably his greatest asset. So they're a team that, again, has recruited some great athletes, some great football players, and I think their best one might be at the quarterback position.
Coach, Christmas in Las Vegas, what's that like? Did you enjoy the experience? Did you miss the fam? What was Christmas like in Las Vegas?
When you've been doing football,
not a lot of holidays for you at all.
Every Christmas since whenever, it's not a lot of holidays, but it's cool to experience one in Las Vegas. I don't gamble because I'm scared to death of losing money.
Just gamble with me, I always win.
Yeah, I would, but maybe I'll gamble with your money next time.
That's our defensive game plan with Coach Taylor Mays. Thanks, Coach, and fight on.
Appreciate you, brother.
There's our guy, Team Mays, with Sean Cody. And, Sean, how many texts did I have to get or tweets did I have to read? Anyone going to play in this game? I'm looking at the defensive depth chart. You know what it looks like? Looks like the starting defensive depth chart. We're missing Jalen Smith. And we're missing Greedy Vance. But otherwise, it's basically everyone out there.
Yeah, basically everyone we saw. Like, a lot of guys got some reps this year, so you feel good I think on this side of the ball. With you missed Jalen Smith. I think Jalen Smith had a hell of a year this year. He really took a step up and really looks like a guy who can make some noise at the next level. So good for him, and good luck on his next journey into the NFL. But there's going to be a lot of guys out, a lot of faces, and you heard Taylor Mays talk about it. Everyone's excited about seeing Desmond Stevens out there. We obviously saw Cam Fountain out this year make some noise. So those young guys starting to make some noise at the end of the year, going to have another chance here to do it today.
And that's what will be interesting, Sua, is does the playing time change a little bit, right? Because as a program, sure, you want to win the game more than anything. You'd love to send the seniors out right and all that. But if you can get Desmond Stevens some big-time reps and maybe not put as much on Easton or Mason, wouldn't you potentially rather do that to give him a game like this, or are you not even thinking that way?
If you're asking me personally, absolutely not. I don't want to win this game, especially just because it's a SEC opponent. You know how I feel about this.
Well, every time we play an SEC opponent, your rep is on the line.
Yes,
I was waiting for it. I can't believe it took that long.
I am fighting for my life on Twitter whenever we play an SEC opponent. So
Feinbaum versus Sua.
I'm hoping that we score 70 points and our starters are in until maybe like 5 minutes left in the fourth, even if we're up big. Like, that's just how I feel about this game, because there's a lot of wolf tickets going on before this entire week, and then we have to win this game as far as I'm concerned.
Cody, the starting secondary is listed as Jacoby Covington and John Humphrey as the two corners, Akili Arnold and Kamari Ramsey as the two safeties, so that's pretty status quo. Prophet Brown at the nickel is interesting, and it's kind of funny. I mean, Prophet was really a star in that game against Louisville last year. Didn't get a ton of reps during the season. It'd be funny if he comes back and just becomes your bowl game specialist, but he's going to get another opportunity here tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited for Prophet Brown. I like the way he plays, and we had to have some of these young guys step up in that Rutgers game when we had, I think, 4 of the 5 starting DBs out. He played a big role in that game. Gave up a couple big plays, but he bounced back, and I love the way he fought. Another guy that I'm excited about, and I talked to Taylor Mays earlier this season in some of the pre-games at the Coliseum, Christian Pierce at the safety position. I was very high on him in the spring game. I think he has a lot of potential to be a very good player on the back end, so it'll be interesting to see how much we see of him today. But, yeah, it's going to be fun to watch some of these young guys get a chance and go out there and make a statement going into the offseason.
Going to be a little bit more of a run test likely than a passing test here tonight anyway, but we'll see. Certainly a dual-threat quarterback for Texas A&M. We will talk about him in a little bit, but Taylor Mays mentioned it in that defensive game plan. Our impact matchup is next. You are listening to the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti on the USC Trojans Media Network.
Hi, it's Hannah, and welcome to the HannahCast. Today, Piggy Bank's going to fuel our episode with questions about Argo rewards. Yep, earn up to $7 in rewards at sign-up. Uh-huh, and 5 cents on every gallon. Sounds pretty sensible, if you ask me. Oh, all this savings talk making you hungry? Here you go. Learn how to earn at arcorewards.com.
Offer valid until October 31st, 2024. By entering your phone number, you're agreeing to receive recurring automated informational and marketing SMS, MMS messages from Marathon. Consent not required for purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
You want Jersey Mike's signature sub? You get a number 13 original Italian. You want a dramatic radio idea? You get me. Like this. I'm the 7th-string quarterback, and the other 6 quarterbacks go down. The coach yells, DeVito, you're in. The crowd is worried until I throw a touchdown. But the other team is celebrating. Apparently, I threw the Jersey Mike's number 13 original Italian I was eating on the sidelines. Whoops. The number 13 original Italian, Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Taxes and conditions may apply. These apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
It's DeMarco Farr. You're listening to the Las Vegas Bowl, USC, Texas A&M, right here on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Hey, Trojan fans, celebrate every Trojan win and enjoy the sweet taste of victory with a free donut at Ralph's the day after the win. Download your digital coupon from the Ralph's app to score your free donut at any Los Angeles area Ralph's store. Back live on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti with Sean Cody, Stuart Cravens, and Cody Kessler. I am Jordan Moore, and here's my conversation earlier this week with USC left tackle Elijah Page.
The USC Impact Matchup of the Week is brought to you by Invesco QQQ.
Invesco QQQ. Explore with Invesco QQQ. Fight on.
Fight on.
Now, the Impact Matchup of the Week.
It's time for this week's Impact Matchup, and I'm looking at our big left tackle, Elijah Page. Been a great season for you, Elijah, your first full-time as a starter. It felt like the turning point came early on in the season. You guys, as a whole offensive line, were under fire, but it seems like you guys have gotten better week after week. What do you attribute that to?
I just attribute that to us playing together for a certain amount of time. It's tough just playing next to the guy next to you, and I think that us being together over time has helped us a ton. And yeah.
Where did you grow the most individually this season?
I think mentally I grew the most, understanding what the defense is doing and truly trying to understand what we're trying to get done on offense and not just my assignment. So I think the mental side was where I grew the most.
As we go into this bowl game, a lot of change, including your position group. You have a new offensive line coach in Zach Hansen, but a guy that you know very well who's been on the staff you're during your time here. What's your relationship like with Zach, and what does he bring to the room?
Yeah, my relationship with Coach Hansen is great. During recruiting, he played a big role in recruiting me because he was recruiting Deuce. And obviously me and Deuce went to the same high school, so he was at the school some, and me and my family, we got a chance to connect with him, and our relationship's great. And obviously, since the time of being here, we work with the tight ends a ton. So he's been in our room a little bit, and it's our relationship's great, and I'm excited to get to work with him. So.
It's funny. A lot of people question, the value of these bowl games, but Coach Riley really used you as an example of somebody that took great advantage of last year's bowl game, and that you were able to have those practices leading up to it and then start that game. And it was really a springboard into this season for you. So, what's your message to guys that are going to get that similar opportunity here over this month in this game?
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. It's truly a blessing. You get a month of practices to get ready for the opponent that you're going against, and you get an opportunity to showcase what you can do before the next season starts. So you get a chance to show that you can play at that position or show that you can start. And I think it's just a great opportunity for the coaches to see, and for the coaches, and for you as a player to prove yourself. So
it's a great game. On the marquee, USC versus Texas A&M, Big Ten versus SEC, two big-time programs in Vegas. What do we know about our opponent? What do you think about this matchup?
Yeah, I think it's a great matchup. SEC versus Big Ten; those are two of the best conferences. So anytime those two go head-to-head, I mean, it's always going to be a great matchup. We're just now getting into tape, but I know that those guys over there are super talented, and we're excited. We're super excited for this opportunity.
All right, we're looking forward to seeing you out there. Elijah Page leading that USC offensive line. That is this week's Impact. All right, back live in Vegas. So we
DJ fade out there.
Faded out there on Big Elijah. Sean, Elijah Page, Emmanuel Pregnon comes back. Kind of a shocking return of Pregnon. That's a great place to start in offensive line going into next year.
Yeah, huge piece of the puzzle coming back. Emmanuel Pregnon, I thought maybe he might move to the NFL. Don't know if it was maybe some, negotiations going on there, or maybe an NFL eval he maybe didn't like, but able to come back and be a part of that. When you can get your left tackle and your left guard playing together for a couple years and get those two pieces solidified, that's going to be huge. Obviously, you lose the center, but you have those two pieces. Add Alani Noah to that, and find two of those other guys that can settle in there, you're feeling a lot better how this offensive line might look in the future.
Yeah, and Cody, if there's somebody today that could be this year's Elijah Page, you have to think it's Tobias Raymond, right? He gets that start at right tackle. We saw him a little bit this season. What a great opportunity for him tonight.
Yeah, these bowl games are early auditions. You have to treat, and obviously the practices leading up to this, but you have to treat those as an early spring ball, an early fall camp. You get to go ones versus ones, twos versus twos. This is a huge opportunity for Tobias Raymond to make a statement going into the offseason. You get a huge challenge today. I know Texas A&M is sitting out some of their premier pass rushers, and it's not quite their starters or some of their first-round picks, but it's still a very tough SEC opponent, and I'm going to keep an eye on him all game long at right tackle there and see how he can protect Jaden Mayava.
All right, as promised, Keely Orr is down on the sideline for us. And, Keely, how's it going down there?
It's going well. It's interesting seeing who is here. I got to say before we get into it, it's a cool scene. You can see a Trojan old and a Trojan new watching warm-ups. Jonah Monheim is here watching his team. He won't play tonight, but we also have seen Hassan Longstreet with the team kind of getting to know the Trojans and what their whole game day process is like. So it's pretty cool to see the vet and the rookie together watching warm-ups right now.
What's Hassan Longstreet wearing? Is he dressed out for this game, or is he just in street clothes?
No, he's in gray sweats, but he is rocking the USC logo. So he looks like he is ready to play if called upon, but he's not in the warm-up gear, if you will.
I was kind of curious what number he was wearing. If he's
no number.
Because they're wearing shirts down there. Oh, Eric Gentry's warming up, huh? Right in front of you? Is that 18?
He is. He just came out. He's wearing gloves and cleats, so he looks like he will play. He was not listed on the two deep. I know we're getting ahead of ourselves here, but something I will watch for during warm-ups. When you come back to me, I'll be sure to give you an update on him as well.
That's because they don't have a spot for Unicorn on the two deep, so it's a special it's a special roster that he's on. All right, what's your fan question for us?
Well, the fan question actually comes from me. Cody is a new dad. We wanted to make the preview pod
Is he?
He is. We wanted to make it as efficient as possible, so no questions for the preview pod. Hey, you guys like the preview pod. I heard it helped you guys out.
Thank you so much for doing the work.
Yeah, Cody, shouts to you. But my question is going to be for you guys. Who would you like to see take the next step in this bowl game?
Yeah, I mentioned Tobias Raymond, but just across the roster, Sean, who are you looking at as somebody that could use tonight as a real springboard into next season?
I think you got to look at Brian Jackson. I think the running back position, obviously Woody Marks is probably the number one threat on this offense the whole year. Texas A&M, I'm sure, is worried about who's going to fill those shoes. And Brian Jackson, we've seen him in spots this year where big fella got to carry the rock and look good at times. So I think this is the time for him to maybe pick up that mantle for Woody Marks and see what he can do tonight.
Sue, who you got?
I think it needs to be Jacoby. I know Jacoby's been a guy who's made plays for us already, but I think he needs to come into this game and assert himself as a top premier pass catcher, and not only in the Big Ten but in the country. And he's had a lot of hype behind him, especially when we see the plays that he can make. But he needs to be more consistent, and he needs to show at least Jaden at this point, and Hassan, who potentially might be his quarterback next year, that I'm your go-to guy going forward.
Who you got, Cody?
First off, I'd like to say I'm a new dad, by the way, if anyone was wondering, and that's why the
Hey,
mustache
do you know we're
is
all
here.
dads? We're all dads. I'm a father.
We
I'm a father
all
as well.
dads.
It's a thankless job, Cody.
That's why I rock the mustache.
Children. I heard Drew has kids too. Jordan, you got kids too, right?
I've always wanted to say this too, Brooks. If you can't, he's 2 weeks old. Brooks, if you're watching at home, go to sleep. Daddy loves you. But no, I'm looking at the pass game, Jordan. I've got some of the young guys in the pass game. I'm going to go receiver Xavier Jordan. I'm excited. I thought he did a great job in the spring, and then a tight end Walker Lyons. I think those are two guys that can kind of step up and give you some excitement going into the offseason.
Yeah, that second line of receiver is Jaden Richardson, Jay Fair, and Xavier Jordan. So that'll be interesting to see how they do the rotations. Do they keep it how they did in the season where you would play six pretty consistently, or is it maybe a look into the future, almost an NFL style where Lemon and Lane are out there for 80 to 90% of the reps? We'll see. That'll be interesting if they use that as an opportunity tonight to show those young guys or not. After the break, we're going to take a closer look at the Texas A&M Aggies. Pretty cool opponent here. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's an ice-cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Ready to take your goals to the end zone? If you live in LA or Orange counties, a bank-beating loan from USC Credit Union could be your winning play. Whether it's purchasing a new or used car, earning credit card rewards, switching to clean energy, or buying your dream home, we've got competitive rates, quick approvals, and expert guidance to get it done. Make the winning play and fight on to savings with an affordable USC Credit Union loan today. Visit usccreditunion.org to get started. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Opportunity Housing. USC Football and Children's Hospital Los Angeles continue to support the pediatric needs of our community. For over 120 years, CHLA has been at the forefront of providing exceptional medical care for children across California. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as the #1 children's hospital in California, CHLA has consistently ranked among the top national hospitals and has been on the honor roll of best children's hospitals since its inception. Whether it's routine care or life-saving treatment, families trust CHLA for its world-class pediatric care. To learn more, visit chla.org today.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, it's Travis. You're listening to the Las Vegas Bowl, USC A&M, right here on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Don't let someone else drive off in the Audi model you've always wanted. Visit your Southern California Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today, or visit SoCalAudiDealers.com for more information. Cody, my wife just texted me, and she's complaining because I didn't shout out my children now. See how you got everyone in trouble? Sean, you want to shout out your kids? Wish them a happy holiday?
No, I don't. It's just football talk.
Bailey and Clea, I love you. You guys can stay awake and watch the game. Hey, it's time for this week's Scouting Report.
It's time for the Scouting Report, brought to you by Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
Now we're going to help you get to know today's opposing team.
This is cool, Sean. USC Texas A&M, man. Texas A&M, just such a great tradition. The 12th man and College Station, Texas, man. They love ball down there. They want to win so bad. They never seem to quite figure out how to get to that top level, at least in this modern era. But they're one of these programs that's always pushing to try to make it. And they swapped out their coach. They spent a lot of money on Jimbo Fisher and a lot more to make him go away. But then they brought in Mike Elko, a defensive-minded head coach here, and he's done a solid job in year one.
Yeah, 8-4 on the season. Went through a nice stretch. Obviously, a tough loss in the opener versus Notre Dame, and then went on a nice stretch where they won about 7 games in a row there. Tough loss to South Carolina, and then a real bad one I think to Auburn in a shootout really, and then a tight game with Texas. So I mean, a really good year for them. 8-4. Obviously, they're always hoping for more, but a solid year from Elko, getting it going there for Texas A&M.
The quarterback position, Cody, you can walk us through that. They had a change during the season. They've ended up on Marcel Reed, and it seems to be he's their quarterback of the future.
Yeah, Reed played a little bit early on when their starter went out with an injury, and then he ended up taking over full-time there towards the end of the year. He struggled a little bit, but he's shown flashes of how good he can be, and I understand why Aggie fans are very excited about his future. And we've talked so much about him as a runner, which he is dangerous on the ground, 107 carries, 500 yards, and 6 touchdowns, but I don't think he gets enough credit as a passer. When you watch his tape, I like to evaluate it, too, as if I'm a coach watching a player that I'm trying to recruit or where I can see him excel or take that next step. 61% completion percentage, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. That 4 interceptions sticks out to me the most so because as a freshman, you expect him to turn the football over a little bit, make some turnover-worthy throws. He does a great job of going through progression, makes some NFL-level throws, and protects the football and then gets the ball to his playmakers in space. So it's going to be a tough challenge today. Now, don't let that fool you. This is a spread offense that's 60-40 run the pass. They want to run the football, but if he needs to get the job done with his arm, he absolutely can do so.
So, we always see things through the lens of USC, and so we say things like, oh, USC always struggles with mobile quarterbacks. But, the truth is, I think pretty much everyone struggles with mobile quarterbacks. That's why almost all of football has gone to dual-threat quarterbacks. So when you see, particularly in the position you played and these guys are dealing with, the guys that really have to deal with the dual threat, what is the key to slowing down a guy like Reed? Because, Texas gave a nice little blueprint. Now, Texas is maybe the best defense in the country, but they did a heck of a job with this Texas A&M offense late in the season.
Yeah, you just got to be disciplined in your gap integrity. You just got to trust that the guys next to you are doing their job, because with a mobile quarterback, if you get two guys in one gap, that's a 10-yard gain easily. And the worst thing for a defense struggling to stop a RPO or a dual threat quarterback is a quarterback they can't get off the field on third downs. And it's not even the third and shorts you worry about. It's the third and longs where it's like a have it down and you've done everything those first two downs to get off the field, and then two guys end up losing contain on the edge, or a linebacker chases a running back out to the flat and opens up a lane, and a quarterback just gets an easy 12 or 13 on the ground. And this is a guy that can turn 13 into 40 with one missed tackle. So that's just got to be very sound in your gap integrity and not try to be Superman.
Defensively, Mike Elko is, as we said, a defensive-minded head coach. That's the side of the ball that he came from, and they've done a nice job. And I guess missing some guys tonight. I think that they talked about maybe 3 guys that have opted out that have NFL futures potentially. But still, we're looking at SEC defense. I imagine we're going to see a lot of speed and a lot of talent on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and they rank up there amongst, again, the top 30 in a lot of categories, top 40 in a lot of categories. On defense, you mentioned that, lose 3 of their 4 defensive linemen who made a lot of production and will play at the next level. So that's a big loss defensively. And I think Trojans always look at our team and think, oh, we lost a lot of guys going into this season. They're down 24 players in this game, which is a ton of guys. So they're going to have a ton of turnover on this team as well as A&M. I know USC fans thinking the world sometimes is falling with the amount of players that we lost, but a lot of these teams are going through the same kind of things that the USC is going through.
Well, that's why I kind of like it, Cody, because to me, it's 2 marquee programs in similar situations. I remember I was talking about it on the way in with Pete Arbogast. When we walked into the Cotton Bowl against Tulane, it was just like it just meant so much to Tulane, and I'm sure it meant a lot to the USC guys, but it's hard to match what that opportunity meant to Tulane. These 2 programs are in similar situations. They're both sort of in that second tier in their league, trying to get to the first tier because their history says they should be first-tier programs. And so, a little bit 2 programs that are in similar spots here tonight, and a lot of it will just depend on kind of who wants this game more.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a lot of, great opportunities for some of these young guys. And Sua talked about it a little bit earlier for both of these teams. They want to go out and win this game, right? Big Ten, SEC, that's important. You want to go out and win the game, have a great offseason. But I'm opposite a little bit of what Sua said. I'm more excited about for both of these coaches to see what they have in the future, right? I'm okay if we rotate a little bit more this game. And no disrespect, I understand it's not the college football playoff, but some of these bowl games that aren't quite, playing in the Sugar Bowl or the college football playoff or playing for a national championship, you're allowed to play some of these younger players, in my opinion, to see what you have for the future. So I think it's going to be very important for a lot of freshmen, for a lot of sophomore, for a lot of second and third stringers to play in this football game for both Texas A&M and USC to see what they can build off of and get back to where they want to be as a college football program.
Yeah, it's that old question of, is the bowl game the last game of this season or the first game of next season?
Yeah, 100%.
And, sometimes it can feel like a springboard if you do feel good about some of the young guys. So I'm sure both teams would love to walk out of here feeling that way tonight. All right, we come back. We've sort of teased it and talked about it, but the way this is set up is the off season begins before the season ends here. So we have lots of off season questions about the Trojans and the portal and everything that's been going on your Twitter feed over the last few weeks. So we'll get into that next on the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O Double G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking, like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys when you switch.
Y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
And we up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O Double G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that joke.
With 24 monthly bill credits for eligible trade-ins and 4 new lines without our pay. Well qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement is due $999.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence requires iOS 18.1 or later.
When you share your food, you share your heart. So what's on your table this holiday season? Save on your festive feast at Ralph's with delicious deals on all the holiday classics. Or wow the crowd with something new, like a quinoa stuffed butternut squash. It's sure to add a pop of color to your spread. How about a sweet potato casserole with a crunchy oat streusel topping? made with care for the sweet tooth and the savory tooth. With Ralph's, fill your table with love and watch as your guests' hearts get as full as their bellies. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
In the heat of an intense play, there's nothing like a refreshing beverage to cool you down. With 15% alcohol by volume and a colorful collection of fun flavors, Buzzballs are the perfect ready-to-drink cocktail for every moment of the game. Try the rich Choco Chiller, zesty limerita, spicy chili mango, or discover your new favorite flavor. Make every moment matter and buy Buzzballs today. Buzzballs is a proud partner of USC Athletics. You must be 21 years or older. Please enjoy Buzzballs responsibly. Buzzballs, Carrollton, Texas.
Hey, it's Mace. You're listening to the Las Vegas Bowl, USC versus Texas A&M, right here on the home of USC football, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti with Sean Cody, Stuart Cravens, and Cody Kessler. I am Jordan Moore, and it's time for this week's Cardinal and Gold Report.
It's time for the Cardinal and Gold Report.
The Cardinal and Gold Report.
Presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
Well, it's been what, almost a month since USC last played, and so the question I have for you, Sean, is portal panic. I mean, that is what I would describe the last month. Fair or overblown from a USC perspective?
From a fan perspective?
Sure.
Okay, maybe. I think, to me, it's overblown a little bit. I'm just looking at it. I know fans react to it and see that maybe some of their favorite players are leaving the program, but I think Lincoln Riley was super honest with us in how he approached this. I think he designated the guys that he was willing to spend money on, and the guys maybe he wasn't gonna, and those guys went different ways, that different approach there. So I think he's figuring out how to work this portal time, how to just distribute money, where they're going to spend. Is it recruiting? Is it portal? So all those things are getting learned, and I think we're figuring out. These are the guys that Lincoln wants to move forward with, and sometimes you're going to have to make those tough decisions with guys that you love. Great players you brought in that maybe just didn't work out.
So what do you say?
Obviously, as a fan, you're going to panic because you don't have any inside information to know exactly what's going on. And people are so tied in or in love with stars and ratings, even though half these 5 stars and 4 stars are completely made up and just nonsense. But, I mean, if you're being realistic about it, you got to look at the film. That's all we can go off of. And it doesn't matter if a guy's a 5-star or 4-star that's transferring out and going somewhere else. If they haven't produced in a year, 2 years, even 3 years here, it doesn't necessarily mean we're missing much if they go, and that's no disrespect to them. I'm sure they can find a better fit somewhere else, and they might have a start to a new career. But it's just what we need right now. Maybe it just wasn't working, so I wouldn't be too panicked over people leaving, and just as many guys that leave, we have the opportunity to bring just as many guys in. So just stay calm to the faithful.
And Cody, I think these guys make a great point about. I think, Sean, you said it, that Lincoln was really transparent, both with us on Trojans Live, and then he had a session with the media after a practice. And it goes to Sua's point, is that the fans don't know anything. They think when a kid leaves, always that means that there's something wrong with our program. Cody, Lincoln made it pretty clear that, I don't know about 9 times out of 10, but most times these days, it's the program one way or another that's saying, nope, we don't value you at that same number that we're talking about, or we don't value you necessarily at all, and we'd rather have the open spot. And that's a lot of this too, and because we don't have that information, it always comes like it's just people fleeing a program.
Yeah, and just kind of to the main topic there, I think it's a little bit of both. I think the panic absolutely, makes sense a little bit when you lose some of these players that you get attached to and you can see the potential that they have. But I think the other side of it, like you said, is that there's other players coming in. There's other guys that we're excited about that can fill those roles. And I think that's what's kind of like the NFL. When you see a player say, hey, I want this, this, and this, right? I want this type of money, or I want this NIL evaluation, but there's another guy that they're excited about, or someone that can take that spot for a little bit less. The coaches and the program are obviously going to lean more towards that so they can build more of their program on the outside of just that one position. But there were some things that frustrated me a little bit too, and we can call it how it is, right? The Deuce Robinson one, that hurt a little bit. Quentin Joyner, that hurt, seeing those guys walk away. And I love Zachariah. I think he's going to be a great player. But Zion Branch, for me, hurt a little bit more than Zachariah leaving. And then Sam Green, another guy that hurt, but we don't know the full story. Like you said, we don't know why they left. We don't know exactly what went on behind closed doors. But overall, if you're saving in one area or not wanting to pay guys what they think they may be worth or what their NIL evaluation may be, it's because you want to help build the rest of the program around that. So it's tough. We could do a whole episode talking about this, and Sue and I have talked about it. There's been plenty of conversations about it, but it's college football, and it's going to continue to evolve, and it's just going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
And it's not college football that you used to know. It's just not. It's pro football. It's pro football
NFL
by another
free
name.
agency, Jordan. That's exactly
what
it is.
Well, free agency and salary cap. And because we don't have the transparency to know what our cap is, to know what our budget is, you don't really know what you saved and and what you're able to spend. And so I actually think it's going to solve some problems here because I really like Deuce Robinson. I think he's an interesting player. I really like Zachariah Branch, as a kid. But I had a frustration this year, Sean, that I kept bringing up that they were trying to play 5-6 guys, and I kept coming back to the Rams and saying, they play Cooper Kupp and they play Puka Nacua, and those guys get all the balls. Well, Mekhi Lemon is our best receiver. Jacoby Lane is our best red zone receiver. Those are your two guys now. So if those guys just get fed like NFL receivers, now you might have some depth issues that you're going to have to figure out going forward because you're not going to be bringing a 5-star off the bench the way that you could in the past. I still think, these aren't necessarily problems. These are just saying, okay, I'm not going to spend on a 4th and 5th receiver. I'm going to spend on the defensive line. And I think when you start looking at the players coming in, that's where the money's going, right? They've decided that, a 5th wide receiver is less valuable than a 5-star stud defensive lineman coming in or some of these big bodies we see coming in the portal. So, again, Cody said we could have a 10-minute conversation, but producer G has decided it's going to be a 0-second conversation left of this one. But it is the most fascinating part, and I just do warn fans out there to not necessarily assume when a kid leaves that it means your program is toxic. I think you just need
100%.
to start looking at it through a different lens, and the lens is what you're used to in the pros, right? And the hard choices that NFL teams make are the hard choices that college teams are starting to make. So we will talk a lot more about that, I am sure. But up next, we're going to get into the X's and O's of this game. This is the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
Hey, Los Angeles and Orange County, tired of being just a number at your bank? Become a member owner of USC Credit Union. Now residents of LA and Orange counties can join the Trojans Credit Union of choice. Enjoy better rates on deposits and loans, plus access to the largest shared banking network nationwide and 24/7 mobile banking. Open your account in minutes at usccreditunion.org. Huddle up for better banking with USC Credit Union, the official credit union of USC Athletics, federally insured by the NCUA.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of USC Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
USC Trojan fans, Smart Stop Self Storage is ready for game day. Smart Stop Self Storage is committed to making the self-storage experience easy and hassle-free for all Trojan fans. Whether you're storing your Trojans tailgate gear, need temporary storage while moving to a new home, or need a storage solution for your business, we're here for you with convenient locations throughout Southern California. Smart Stop Self Storage, the smarter way to store. Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today. Fight on. Fight on.
Looking for the play of the day? That's easy. Fight on to victory with USC and fly on faster with ONT, the fastest and easiest airport experience in SoCal. Not to mention, Ontario International Airport has over 70 nonstop flights to more than 20 major destinations with less traffic coming in and out. In other words, getting here is a breeze, and so is following our Trojans anywhere the season takes them. Because let's be honest, faster is always better when it comes to your airport. Start planning your next journey today at SoCalSoEasy.com.
Hey, it's John Ireland. You're listening to Las Vegas Bowl, USC, Texas A&M, right here on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN.
Back on the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti. Jordan Moore, Sean Cody, Sue Cravens, and Cody Kessler with you. Keely, you're down on the sideline as well. We'll hear from her soon. But we're getting closer to kickoff here. It's a late one. We still have a little less than an hour, but Trojans are the road team. They're in their white road uniforms for this one. Texas A&M, the home team, wearing what other colors? Does it say somewhere what their official color is? It's a maroon, but they probably don't go by maroon. I don't know. I should know that one. But Texas A&M is in their version of their dark red uniforms, and that's the matchup here today. USC, Texas A&M. Sean, when USC has the football, what are you watching for?
You know what? I picked a player that's not going to match this, so this may sound a little bit crazy later when we pick our player of the games, but I think I really want to see Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby Lane go off in this game. I want to see those two guys dominate tonight. We've talked about it all year, that USC spreading the ball to all those wide receivers, trying to keep everybody happy. I think tonight to say, these are our two horses, Mekhi Lemon, get us down there, Jacoby Lane, finish it off. I want to see those two guys get going tonight.
It is maroon and white, so their school colors. So that turned out to be accurate. All right, what are you looking for, Sua, when USC has the ball?
I'm going to agree with Sean here. I'm also a father, but they should throw the football when they can. Appreciate you. But they should throw the football when they can. But I think they need to mix some RPO into this, because even though Texas A&M has a bunch of their front seven sitting out, and they're usually a stout defense, they're still big bodies up front. And with the new bodies that are playing on our offensive line, we have to create some left to right movement to open up the passing game downfield to get these safeties to start creeping up. So we haven't seen too much of it from Jaden so far, but some RPO runs would be nice.
Cody, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm watching Jaden Maiava all game long. The biggest question this offseason will be who's under center for USC in 2025. Jaden has one last opportunity to make a statement in this game today. Got a lot of starters out on offense in this game, a chance for him to put the team on his back and lead him to a win.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at the offensive line. Anytime you play an SEC team, even if they're missing some guys up front, I'm still looking at that SEC pass rush. I imagine they've got some dudes, even if they're dudes in waiting for the Aggies and USC. With some new starters on that offensive line, continuity might be an issue, new center, so keep an eye on USC's 5 up front. How about when Texas A&M has the football, Sean?
I want to see Cameron Fountain take that next step. We've talked about him all year, kind of emerging, kind of flashing at times. He's got to take that next step as that dominant defensive player. This could be a game where he can show some stuff. Marcel Reed obviously can do a great job with his feet. Got a good job of getting him down today in the backfield, creating some havoc.
Cheating off my paper. I have Cam Fountain breakout game. Cam Fountain breakout game listed. What do you got, Sua?
I spoke about it earlier. We have to have gap integrity, tackle in space, and rally to the football. With this mobile quarterback, we can't try to do too much. We have to be disciplined, and if we have to be okay with giving up 3 to 4 yards instead of trying to do too much and giving up 40.
Cody?
Yeah, I'm kind of with the Sue on this one. Can we contain Marcel Reed is what I wrote down. We have to get pressure on him all night long. Can't allow him to take off and hurt us with his legs, but he's also dangerous as a passer. Like I mentioned, some of these young guys that are in this game for USC secondary are going to have to step up in coverage tonight.
Yeah, that's the last one I had too, Cody, which is inspired secondary play like last year's bowl game. That was the thing that stood out was they were really depleted in last year's bowl game. And then I just remember that game started and the way the guys in the secondary were tackling Anthony Beavers, Prophet Brown, those guys where we would go, major issues, question marks, all of a sudden became answers. They kind of set the tone in that game. So if you come out with that same energy here tonight that you played the bowl game last year, I like the Trojans' chances in this one. We're going to hear what the head coach Lincoln Riley has to say next as the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti.
At Ralph's, an annual Boost membership just got even better. Now you can choose from Disney Plus with ads, Hulu with ads, or ESPN Plus on us when you sign up. Plus, enjoy unlimited free delivery, double fuel points, exclusive offers, and free items. Sign up for a Boost membership today. It's an easier way to save, including new streaming options to relax with while we deliver your groceries. Ralph's, fresh for everyone. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Tommy Trojan is at the 10, the 5, touchdown, USC! Make big plays on the field and in life. With iTrust Capital, you can buy and sell crypto 24/7 with the tax benefits of a retirement account. That's right, invest in crypto with the tax advantages of an IRA. iTrust Capital is easy to use and has no sign-up fees. Don't be a Monday morning quarterback. Make big plays now. Visit itrustcapital.com/USC to start investing today. The official cryptocurrency platform of the USC Trojans. Taxes and conditions may apply. These apply. Cryptocurrencies are a speculative investment.
When you've got good beer and good vibes, it's all Buena. Introducing Stone Buenavesa Salt and Lime Lager. Brewed with real lime and a touch of sea salt, this insanely refreshing Baja-inspired lager is perfect for celebrating the good life with good people. Imported from San Diego to wherever you are in 6-packs, 12-packs, and on draft. Find Buena Vesa near you using the beer finder at find.stonebrewing.com and show how you live Buena on Instagram at Live Buena.
Hi, Trojan fans. Are you ready to fight on? Fruitist Blueberries got your back. All across the gridiron, straight into the end zone, our berries pack flavor and crunch into every bite. Get ready for Fruitist Blueberries, official superfruit snack sponsor of USC Trojans football. Delicious, healthy, and always ready to win. Snack smarter. Snack Fruitist, because even our berries fight on. Fruitist, Fruitist, for the love of fruit. Available at stores near you.
It's DeMarco Farr. You're listening to the Las Vegas Bowl, USC, Texas A&M, right here on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
Back in Vegas, we are near the top of Allegiant Stadium, getting you set for the Vegas Bowl, USC versus Texas A&M. Keely Eure and Lincoln Riley are up now. This is our Prescription to Win coach's interview.
This is your Prescription to Win, brought to you by USC Pharmacy.
Proud partner of USC Athletics.
USC Pharmacy is operated by the USC Man School.
Learn more at pharmacies.usc.edu.
I'm Keely Eure, here's head coach Lincoln Riley. Coach, it's a wild time in college football, but there's still a game to play on the 27th. How have you seen your team respond in practice?
Oh, they practice great. Our practice has been awesome. Our guys have been disappointed at the end of practice when I blow the whistle and say we're done. And so, I've been proud of the group, the energy they brought to practice field. They're very excited to play. It's always a long time between the end of the regular season to now, and you get a little bit closer where you can finally see the game on the horizon a little bit, and it feels good to everybody.
Bowl game practices are usually when some younger guys get some more reps. Is that something that you can strategize for coming into this, where you want to get certain guys more reps, or does that just happen naturally through prep?
No, you definitely strategize for it. That's one of the big rewards for going to a bowl game, is being able to pump all the reps into these guys. A lot of these guys have maybe taken not as many reps with maybe the older offense or the older defense, or maybe they've been on scout teams, and all of a sudden you really get to see how they've developed. A lot of these guys have been in our developmental weight program, so you're able to see obviously kind of their bodies and how they've changed. They've gotten stronger, gotten bigger, and a chance for these coaches just really zero in and just coach them like crazy with no game each day to prepare for. So it's a great time. There was a lot of guys at this time last year that stepped up during this time and have really become good players for us, and there's a lot of exciting young guys out here that the last few weeks have really been a joy to watch them grow.
This Aggies team that you're going up against is 8-4. They've lost some close games to some top teams like this team. What have you seen from their group as a whole?
Yeah, super talented group. I've done a great job acquiring a lot of talent there. A lot of defensive talent. Obviously, the defensive line and kind of across the board is super talented, which they have been there for a while, and that certainly shows. Offensively, they've really ran the football well. Got a dynamic quarterback, some really good playmakers, big offensive line. So, it's a good group. They've obviously played well this year, put themselves in some big games with some big opportunities. So it'll be a fun challenge. We're looking forward to it.
Given that this is the last game of the season before a long off season, what do you want to see from your team in this game?
I think a lot of what we saw, 12 months ago in that game, and I think it's coming out with the joy to compete, understanding that every game that you get a chance to play for at USC is important. It's valuable, and you've got to take pride in your performance and your preparation leading into that. And so we've done that. I think our guys will be really excited to play. We can't wait to get there.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck in Vegas.
Thank you, Keely.
Thank you to Coach and Keely. It's time now for Keely's Best Bites. Sean and I's Best Bites last night, Lotus of Siam, delicious Thai food. I think we should make that we should inform people going forward.
What we're eating?
We'll do our Best Bites, and then we'll go to Keely's Best Bites.
Jordan, you do this every time we get to Best Bites. I don't know what you're talking about.
Crispy duck
every episode.
Cow soy.
Oh,
crispy duck cow soy.
Just delicious. Keely's Best Bites are now. Let's hear her intro.
Now it's time for Keely's Best Bite.
Keely's Best Bite.
Let's get the sideline scoop and insights brought to you by Postmates. Great restaurant selection and no delivery fee or service fee on eligible orders.
Bite on.
Keely, what's going on down there?
Well, first of all, you failed to mention in your intro that you didn't have a reservation for me last night in your Best Bite.
Just here's the question. Here's the question.
Still a little salty about that one.
What's your record on joining us for road game dinners this year? 0 for 5? That's what I have down. I have 0 for 5 written in my notes.
An invite is an invite. That's what I'm going to say. Also, following up, you did ask me in the last segment, is there a number on Hassan Longstreet? He did come back out with a number 4, which is what he wore in high school. So he's rocking the Woody
right
marks.
off Woody's back.
Yes, he did. So he is rocking the number, and he looks pretty locked in on warm-up. So I think he's really trying to absorb as much as he can as quickly as possible. And Lincoln Riley said as much as well in his early signing day presser. They want him to get as used to being a Trojan as possible and as quickly as possible.
Who's the first Trojan that comes to mind, guys, when you hear the number 4?
Joe McKnight. Rest in peace.
Joe McKnight every single time.
Why did I say Stephen Mitchell in my mind?
Nothing came to Sean's mind, so that's okay.
I'm still thinking about the crispy duck house soy right now.
Kaluka Mayaba.
Delicious.
Okay. Yeah, no, Joe McKnight, RIP, is immediately. That was me and Sue growing up. Yeah, he was so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and remember Rojo wore it in the Rose Bowl, too, in the win over Penn State. He wore
in
McKnight's.
Dedication.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
I don't remember
He did,
that.
yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Very cool. I wanted to ask Keely about Eric Gentry, is what I've been told in my head. I would love to talk about Eric Gentry. What's the story with EG?
You know what's interesting? I've always said on this show that there's 2 warm-up sessions. The linebackers haven't come out for their second warm-up session yet. Now, that could be related to the fact that they have an interim position coach right now. Matt Ince is now the head coach of Fresno State, but they are not out there right now. I mean, apparently, I hear in my ear they're coming out right now, but we haven't seen them yet. I guess I can turn around and give you a live update if I can see a tall number 18.
Yeah, the good news about Gentry is he's the easiest one to find.
He is, for sure.
I'm still sticking with what I said, though. Even if he's out there in full pads warming up, just going through pregame.
Don't say it.
I hope he doesn't play tonight, man. I can't wait to have him back on the field, but just get healthy.
I will say,
prioritize the offseason. Let's get ready for next year.
I do not see him so far in full pads,
Yeah,
so that is something to watch for.
Is that him?
Out.
Oh, he came out by himself. Little
that.
twirl and everything, like right on
Sorry,
cue.
Cody, you're wrong.
This is this is bad radio, but would make for great television. As we all stared at the tunnel, and all of a sudden, the last person to come out is Eric Gentry. He did a full 360 spin and then ran to join the rest of his team. He looks like he's playing, Cody.
I actually talked to Akili Arnold over the break, and I asked him, this is the bowl game practices where young guys stand out. Who are the young guys that are standing out to you? And he said he's not a young guy, but it's Eric Gentry. He said he is having so much life in practice. He brought joy to the defensive guys just because you can tell, obviously, he's an emotional guy, emotional leader, and he was firing up the defense, according to Akili Arnold, during the bowl game practices. So we'll see if he does get playing time today. He'll probably fire up the team on the field as well.
And I think it's sort of the opposite of Cody's point in the sense that if the fact that he wants to play Cody, to me, tells you, sets the tone for the team, right? Because the issue with these bowl games is this idea that nobody thinks anyone wants to play in them. So the fact that if he does come out, it probably does a lot to set the tone for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. But, I've never had a question about EG as a leader. We saw, I think 2 years ago, was it what game was it when he was on the sideline with
Utah.
With ice on his ankle and ran out there and fired up the defense. So I do get that aspect of it, Jordan. I totally understand. But me just thinking long term, I know the Vegas Bowl, the SEC, we love the storylines. You want to get a win in the bowl game and finish the season right, but you also got to keep your guys healthy. If this is his first game back, obviously coming from injury, just makes me a little nervous. So hey, I want him to go out there and ball out and have a great game, but just protect yourself a little bit and just be careful.
One more segment to come here, and then it's kickoff time from Vegas. USC versus Texas A&M on the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti.
Prime bemoaning the fact you can stream DirecTV satellite free.
These humans get the biggest college football games on DirecTV, and we don't even get a satellite dish.
Enough squawking.
It's Coach Prime.
Bring it in. Sure, they could get all that college football without a dish, but you still got your passion, your drive, your resolve, your
incredible career as a football icon?
No, that's me.
Stream the biggest college football games. No satellite dish. Visit DirecTV.com.
If your day sounds like
we need the report ASAP,
you deserve Modelo. If you've persevered through, you deserve this rich golden lager with a crisp but refreshing taste. Or if you overcame,
2 more reps, 2 more.
You deserve this ice-cold reward. Modelo, the Remarkable Fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Port Chicago, Illinois.
Love staying ahead of the game with the latest tech? Meet Helium Mobile, the first phone carrier powered by the people. Experience coverage from the nation's largest 5G network and a network built by people like you. For just $20 a month, get unlimited talk, text, and data. Plus, earn crypto for contributing to the network, which you can use to pay your phone plan. Whether you're a USC Trojans fan, student, employee, or just trying to save a buck on your phone bill, Helium Mobile is for you. Make the switch today at hellohelium.com. Fight on.
USC Trojan fans, SmartStop Self-Storage is ready for game day. SmartStop Self-Storage is committing to making the self-storage experience easy and hassle-free for all Trojan fans. Whether you're storing your Trojans tailgate gear, need temporary storage while moving to a new home, or need a storage solution for your business, we're here for you with convenient locations throughout Southern California. SmartStop Self-Storage, the smarter way to store. Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today. Fight on. Fight on.
It's Scott Kaplan. You are listening to the Las Vegas Bowl. USC, Texas A&M, right here on the home of the Trojans, 710 ESPN. Fight on.
One final segment of the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti, getting you set for USC versus Texas A&M in the SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl with Sean Cody, Sua Cravens, Cody Kessler, Keely Orr, Jordan Moore, producer Gia, engineer Rick Cutler, the whole crew that brings together the Trojan Tailgate Show presented by Yeti. We love it. We love every part of it through all the wins and losses, and hopefully we can cap it off with a win here tonight. Most importantly, because it gives us a chance to do our best in the game picks. Let's hear them.
The best in the game
is brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line,
official freight carrier of USC Athletics,
helping the world keep promises.
All right, the scoreboard I see in front of me has me and Sue tied at 2 apiece, so it's a big night, Big Sue. This could come down to me and you. Everyone else just out here trying to play spoiler in our best in the game picks. I don't know. Scoreboard might not be accurate, Sean. It's quite possible. Producer Gia just said I think it's wrong. So maybe
yeah,
it's
I think I have 3 actually.
Is Gia a Christmas Scrooge?
I don't think that's not
I've got
the
3
mistake,
guys.
for sure. Keely, let's start with you. It's you're due. Let's just put it that way.
I am definitely due. I'm going to go with Jay Fair as a dark horse pick.
Okay.
Yes, he is all season long after practice. He is caught for Maava, and so I'm hoping that pays off in the bowl game. They'll have that special connection tonight. I love that. Off the board there. Keely going with Jay Fair. Cody, what you got?
Guys, I'm going with Eric Gentry, if you couldn't. I've got Kyle Ford in this one. I need a big game from 81 tonight. I can play some spoiler like Jordan said. I expect the senior to step up, too, with the depleted wide receiver room.
Sua? My competition?
I'm going to use my quarterback pick.
Ooh.
Because I saved it. This was strategic for the bowl game.
No way.
And I
you
knew
still have Maava?
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't transfer. So Jaden Maava is my pick.
Sean's in the text thread trying to go back.
I'm going to check Sua's pick. I think Sua already locked into somebody else.
So this is what happened. I tried to pick Jaden Maava like 5 weeks ago, and then Cody played victim, and you guys, in the sob story that he did, you gave it to him.
Because he's a father.
All right, so all
exactly.
you guys took
No. What happened was, I know what happened was real quick is I picked him a week before. And then, okay, anyways, go ahead. I know Gio's probably in your ear saying, hey, we got to finish up.
Well, we got real quick. We got time for 120, but not for that. Sean, what you got? Who'd you pick?
Well, I played you guys for the full all year long. I've been saving this pick for the whole year. Amarian Peterson, the running back, is going to come out and have a big night. You fools forgot how to play this game. I saved the big guns till the end.
Well, you just are just drafting off of me because you saw what I did, which is I got in early. Brian Jackson is the move. That was the save all year. He should be the starting tailback here tonight. We'll see. It's going to be Peterson versus Jackson, Sean. This is coming down to me and you.
Yeah.
Although I guess Sue did take the quarterback. But, we're going to get to see some guys. And our guys, fresh new guys.
Yeah,
this is their opportunity.
I wanted to see Mekhi Lemon and Jacoby have a big day, but let's get those running backs the ball, too.
Yeah, let's run that football.
Hey,
let's get it going. I like it. Yes, Cody.
Also, to rub it in a little bit more for Sua, that Maava pick was my only win in 3 years. So, that was a great pick by me. Great analyst. Great, evaluation.
Sounds like user error.
No, it was.
Well, Thank you all for everything all season. I love these guys. Love working with all of you and putting this show on. And we got to say goodbye.
Yeah, we're a nominated show. We're nominated. Forget about.
I didn't mention Brian Cohen. Who else do you want to mention?
No, I just want to talk about our nomination for the Southern California Sportscasters.
We had no time. No. It's time for the Vegas Bowl. Fight on, everybody.
You've been listening to the Trojan Tailgate Show, presented by Yeti. Brought to you by
Yeti. We make great gear that helps you stay out longer, travel farther, and live harder.
Pachanga Resort Casino, proud partner of USC football.
Stone Brewing, proud partner of USC Athletics.
And by Smart Stop Self-Storage, the smarter way to store.
Visit smartstop.com to reserve your space today.
It's the Las Vegas Bowl from Allegiant Stadium. USC battles the Texas A&M Aggies. We count you down to kickoff.
We have a liftoff.
Snap back to Garbers, looking right at him. Sack, and the ball is loose on the ground, and it is picked up by USC. How do you do?
Stay tuned to catch the USC Trojans on the gridiron. Coming up next, right here.
The ESPN LA.